frozen night, but everyone's moving out. We all need time, but there's no way to slow it down. We're all dreamers, dreaming of the good life, but there's nothing that nice on the cards for us. It's alright though, cause we can have a good time, and we don't worry if it's dangerous. So take this ride and hold on tight. We're gonna live forever now, and side by side, we don't need light. We're gonna live forever now. You feel that touch and all the love, it makes us live forever now. We don't look up, we rise above. We're gonna live forever now. We're gonna live forever now. We've come so far, but it wasn't without a fight. We share these scars, but they won't keep us out of sight. We're all dreamers, dreaming of the good life, but there's nothing that nice on the cards for us. It's alright though, cause we can have a good time, and we don't worry if it's dangerous. So take this ride and hold on tight. We're gonna live forever now, and side by side, we don't need light. We're gonna live forever now. You feel that touch and all the love, it makes us live forever now. We don't look up, we rise above. We're gonna live forever now.
Hello and welcome to
Break the spell.
Breaking the Spell.
Breaking the spell.
I threw it on her so she didn't have it. She wasn't ready.
I didn't know we were sharing it. I was gonna do my usual singing annoyance.
You doing all right over there?
Yeah.
You sure? You got it?
Huh?
You got things handled?
I mean,
Welcome to the show, everybody.
yes. Welcome, everybody, to another Breaking the Spell.
So we're, just talking about, and I was thinking about heroes, what heroes really are, and how we perceive heroes and what we think of as heroes,
and how to embody,
and how we get led by these supposed
Yes.
heroes. I mean, I can even be considered, if somebody else was talking on a podcast, I would fall into this place.
Yes.
But I don't want to be anybody's hero. That's not what I don't want to
Anyone's
stand up on some
savior,
mountain and
anyone's-
hold my sword up in the air.
However,
That's not what I'm
Right.
trying to do.
Right.
But
I am trying to help
if people
I'm trying to
perceive
let
themselves or want you to perceive them as heroes, there's a lot of power in that.
There is. And I think that's why my whole life, my biggest issue has always been hiding. I hide from that power. I hide from that responsibility. I utilize my disappearance to be in the background, while sometimes being upset that I put myself in the background. Always knowing I put myself in the background, right? Understanding yourself at those levels, like truly understanding where you're coming from, not getting lost in any way of thinking, not getting so obsessed with this person that woke you up to this thing that you are, you know what I mean? Like really understanding yourself on a deep level, to where when you're gaining inspiration or insight or direction from someone that you look to, that you
Right.
feel good feelings.
When you put
for,
them
right?
in that heroic position.
Yes.
And you know what? My biggest hero is probably my dad. But he has faults.
Yeah.
He pisses me off in a lot of ways. But he does have faults. But he has a lot more better qualities, he has a lot than he does, faults. But he still has faults. I have faults, of course.
Yep.
Please, everybody know I have faults. I'm a big child, basically. That's so, just picture that. Anyway,
I grew.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be idolized, and we shouldn't idolize anything.
Right.
We should idolize a moment or a moment in time when somebody became a hero,
or a certain
and
aspect of someone that did something that you found to be
heroic or inspirational.
Yeah. And then feed yourself that feeling so that when those times arise, you're that thing, right? It's not about Superman's our hero. I don't have to worry about shit because he's just gonna figure it out. Like, come on, man. Be inspired by. He was so aware of everything that he knew when he needed to act. So embody that actment, right? Like embody that attention. That's the key right there. When you are inspired by something, it is your key to act. It is not
and it's not a thing that you sit there and plan for. It's when something happens unplanned and it's an emergency or it's urgent.
Yep.
And what you do in those moments. And that's hero. Those are heroic acts or they're cowardice acts, depending on how you handle it. But most of us, if we react on our emotion or not our emotion, but our instinct, if we follow it, we're going to do the right thing.
Right.
It may not be the rightest thing,
right.
but it's the right thing. It's basically being of service to others. And this is where things get murky right now because a lot, and this has been happening all of our lives.
Oh yeah.
For all of us. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. It's only gotten worse.
Right. There is much outer influence in our lives. We're humans. We are a packed animal. We need that connection with others. We need that outer influence in our lives to truly grow, like truly, right? However, it's also understanding our inner being and how we communicate and how we take things in. That's also important. There's a yin and a yang. So yes.
And we've all fallen victim to like heroes. Like I love music. I love movies. So I like actors. There's a lot of actors that I really admire. But over the last 3 years and all the shit that's happened with the Vidco, we'll mix that up a little bit or whatever you want to call it. And this whole psyop that's been going on, psychological operation, which is exactly what it was.
Yes.
And is still, they're still trying to mask up and, take your.
They're still trying to make you feel like
your boot.
You didn't fall for anything.
So, but you know what was cool though? What I appreciated. This is I was talking to Christy about this earlier, and this keeps coming up. I was talking to somebody else about it earlier too. It came up. Finding the silver linings and things, right? Finding whatever negative you're seeing, there's always a silver lining that you can see that is serving a purpose for you and for for the greater good. And in this one, I see a lot of awakening. I see a lot of people go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you said this then, and now you're saying this now.
See, here's
which is something we've always done, but we never actually said it out loud. We've always thought these things.
My real life, excuse in my brain to help me, make sense of what I feel like did make sense. My doctor died. Okay.
Oh shit.
He was the only one.
Was he a hero to you?
No, but he was a doctor.
He was a hero when he was in his death. He was a hero in his death. Yes.
And when he died,
he saved a lot of people.
I had my grief or whatever, but I have these little things that as time has gone by, right? And the doctors that have taken his place, the new things happening in the medical realm. I'm going, oh my God, this guy couldn't handle this shit right now. Yeah. He could not be honest with me and he couldn't be honorable. And I will bet you money somewhere in his timeline, he wrote this shit out. I will do this. I will do my best to help people. There's no way I can do this and we'll do this. And he just had a natural thing happen in his life that didn't make him have to deal with it, right? Like, I don't know. I'm weird that way. I'm a little probably warped, I guess.
Okay, anyway, can I finish what I was trying to say? As far
Yes,
as
the point is, no, but understanding when you have someone that's honest and honorable, that you trust and you believe,
yeah,
that suddenly goes back on something or says something that you feel is a little off and inauthentic. Don't be so loyal that it's coming from this person or this identity or this corporation or this whatever that you're not willing to question it.
Anyway, what I was saying was, it's really, as far as heroes go, I've really been, that's the silver lining, is actually you showed me who's full of shit and who's just in it for the money and who's just in it for, you know, that status. And I can't stand those people. I love them. I love everybody. You know, that's something I have to work on. That's my own things I got to work on. But loving everybody, you know, unconditionally, but knowing if I'm able to be on that person or not, or if I need to stand up for somebody that person has. Anyway, you know, all the rock stars like Joan Jett getting on Instagram, she was getting a boop boop in the arm, you know, and promoting, that was like promoting like mental illness.
Yes.
Because that's exactly what's been going on, is
happening lately.
Causing mental illness, which is what we're doing. That's why we see people walking around with face, I don't know what you'd call them, diapers. And I wore them a couple of times. I did when it first happened, just so I could get into the store to get food to eat.
Unfortunately, I mean, I didn't till I had to enter the building. I did.
There's a lot of people you'll see. Like, I see a lot of people that I did idolize when I was younger, and now I'm seeing them. And there, you know what? Some, not very many. There are some that I did grow up idolizing and seem like good people, like, and are still good people. And then there's those people that stay out of it, right? But when you see people like, I said right again. There's the jingle of the. I don't have any more change to give it, but I'll give it. It's all goddamn digital. That's another issue. But
that we liked at first thought.
Anyway, heroes, like, I know my dad, but then I learned he has his own, you know, as I grew up, I heard, you know, he has his own problems, just like the rest of us. Nobody's perfect, but there's some people that are willing to, a lot of people that are willing to, in positions of influence,
and
will influence the wrong way, knowing that that's what they're doing. And the ones that stayed out of it, yeah, they're complicit. And I still see it that way. But the ones that are actually out there, like, giving the song and dance, you know, dance like the dancing monkey.
Yep.
I see you now.
Chime, chime, chime.
And unfortunately,
chime.
that just ruined Aerosmith for me. Well, it was just one guy, but Aerosmith, I love it. I can't even listen to this guy's voice anymore. It breaks my heart. Yeah. He was one of the ones that said it. There's another guy that I didn't follow Kiss, but Gene Simmons basically said, you know, I mean, out if he had his way, he'd probably have us all in concentration camps if we didn't put a mask on or get a boop boop. When I say boop boop, I mean the juice. I mean, you know,
the juice, the cookies, the edibles, the whatever you're
the dangerous
you're gonna say that we can get allowed with
infusion of our blood with this certain thing. And this really, it's like, think about it as like exposing people for what they are.
Yes.
You know, it really, because they were so stupid and they fell for it. Because there's people that I was like, wow, they were way against big pharma, they were against big government, they were against, and then all of a sudden they were promoting these people or standing or protecting and defending these people.
And that's where you got to be able to
selling for these people, for these organizations that have nothing to do with good medicine. It's all bad medicine. It's all poison. It's all money. It's all profit.
Yep.
And watching in this big grand thing that's happening, because it is bullshit. It's all fake.
A big grand pretending.
Yeah, the grand pretending. The great bullshit.
The great illusion.
The great illusion.
Welcome to the Wizard of Oz.
Or the Grand Illusion. Wasn't a song by Styx? Grand Illusion. Anyway, what I'm saying is don't be cheap. You're all listening to this because you're a leader in some way, or you're at least a good facilitator and somebody who knows how to take good orders instead of bad ones.
You're questioning things that are coming,
or you wouldn't be here. That's why there's only 6. That's how odd number we are. But that matters. Like the 6 here does matter. Hello, Amy.
She said sent cash out.
No, thank you, Amy. So Amy's the producer of the show tonight. Thank you. We're not doing readings here, so I hope that's not what you wanted. But if you do want that, I will send you a reading. It'll be tomorrow.
You will have to contact.
But yeah, thank you, Amy, for the. So I got our first producer for tonight's show. That's Amy Joelle Freeman. Thank you, Amy. We appreciate it.
We always do. That's right.
She does want a reading. Okay, so I'll get to you tomorrow morning, okay? And it is $10 for those live readings, or for those 4-card readings. But thank you for the $5. I appreciate it.
And for tonight, we are sending you much love and many blessings. And girlfriend, you're helping out with the show.
Yes, so stick around. I hope you're liking what you're hearing.
On anything that you,
I didn't mean to mislead the listeners.
Probably.
No, we don't. I think it's just, I didn't mean to mislead anybody, but he is killing me. No, that's you worrying about it, and the way you take it. Think about that tonight. How could you handle it better?
And understand the way we react to things, what we expect or what we deal with in life. The more we just allow, I mean, at least in the realms we have control of. We cannot, our interpersonal relationships, we have some control, right? We at least put up those boundaries and we put out those expectations and we keep to them. We don't allow people to cross the boundaries all the time and then say, but I put up my boundaries, because you were constantly crossing them, right? It's about truly understanding that you have to stand firm on where you stand firm, but always be open to a realization. Always be open to growth. Know that where I'm firm at right now may grow. Maybe I understand this a little bit differently. So, you know what, actually?
Yes, and every action has a reaction that ripples out.
Yes.
It ripples, so it's more actions. Lots of reactions. That one reaction is rippling out to more than just what you see.
That is exactly right. That is why personal boundaries, your boundaries, what you allow in your life, that is key, because it will just play out for you until you call in what you want.
And for one, just to let you know, this show is brought to you by the cannabis strain Blue Dream.
I love Blue Dream.
That's it. Whenever whenever you see Blue Dream, make sure you get some, because it's very good. Lots of love for it. And I smoke different brands, so I know different strains. But one of the best, and you know what? I'm going to tell you, anybody who likes concentrates, I think the sauce is the best if you have just a pen. But if you have like a pipe, I would say get the diamonds if you can. But Blue Dream, get it whatever it is. It's blueberry is my favorite. That's always been my favorite. When I first started smoking, when I was 24.
Right.
Blueberry was one of my favorite ones.
I didn't like weed for the first 30 years of my life. It was not until I don't know why we're going
off into this. Anyway, that was just a little. Okay, go ahead. Keep going about Blue Dream, because we're promoting just the strain, not the company.
No, I'm talking just the plant, the medicine itself. Understand that when it comes to medicine that is natural to the earth, be open. Okay. Unless it's bringing you some death threat, be open. Because the earth offers you everything you need.
All right, stick on the topic. Okay, now where are we at? You're going to do a deep sales pitch for Blue Dream.
No.
Yeah, you really
I liked Blue Dream. I'm selling the plant.
Okay.
The whole medicine.
Okay. Don't tell me you're going to start talking about grounding now.
No.
I'm going to talk about the root.
Well, yeah, I am talking a little bit about the root because the earth will give you everything you need. Should you learn how to work with the elements yourself. However, this particular plant, in many, many, many different ways,
right,
will help you if you allow it. Now, some people go, "Oh, I can't handle this part and this part." Understand your reaction, though. Like, did you have a threatening reaction, or did you just feel a little paranoid?
Are we talking about like you're talking about having a bad trip?
Yes, or a bad experience, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you first smoke it, I mean, that's really why I want to smoke it again, because I didn't have a bad trip. I had a good trip, and then I had a trip to McDonald's, and their Coke tasted heavenly. I had to keep getting refills.
I was able to pretend this shit was fucking bomb, man.
But it just was. It tasted better. Like, it made my taste buds taste something that I maybe taste. It does. It enhances a little bit. It's not. People that are afraid of it are afraid of themselves. They don't ever actually converse with themselves.
Trust me.
They look to somebody else, like a hero, to live vicariously through. And that's a no. That doesn't help you.
No.
Because it just sticks you in this place of like being a follower all the time.
Yes.
You want to be a sheep? I mean, I don't think anybody else here wants or sees themselves or wants to be a sheep, right?
Right.
I said right.
This doctrine.
Dude. Okay. Stop with the rights. Unless they're properly used.
I don't know. I like right, but I try to use it properly.
Well, the way you use it as a filler and it doesn't sound professional.
Correct.
Well, speaking.
You see how I just said that? Exactly the same.
I did.
Correct.
You were absolutely right. See, and I used it correctly as well.
There you go.
Look at that. See how we just used our words? Changed it all up.
We just said the same thing. 3 different ways. Anyway. Yes.
You used anyway instead of right. Anyway, that was okay. Anyway should be a transition word. So it should be like to transition into the next thing, which you just did. So you did that right. But I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
As I was saying, that as we were also explaining and showcasing for y'all, because we're good at that. Knowing yourself, your expectations and how they play out in your life, right?
Oh.
Like, you're right. I mean, I guess it was explanatory, but also like scenario.
No, it worked.
So it was. Yes,
what?
You're right.
Don't try to make big words.
The change thing was in order.
You're trying to create big new words.
The point is, you can see your life playing out in many different ways. Being able to understand how you react to your life and the scenarios that are taking place. And if you can at least see yourself or someone else playing out your scenario calmly, and you go, I wish I could do that. You can do that. That doesn't mean idolize that person that taught you that thing, or that you need to forever be loyal to this place where you learn.
Yeah, because you get in like this place of in love or in awe about them, and it gets you emotionally charged. This is how we can get taken advantage of in the dating scene too.
Exactly.
Because somebody will present themselves as a hero, a perceived hero. You perceive them as a hero, then they can play with your mind for a while and your emotions, and then they ghost you. That's players, what you would call a player, right? Same kind of thing, just at a smaller level. We need to do this with like people that are, the most popular, or the most seen, the leaders or politicians or business leaders. These people, or athletes. I mean, really, these guys don't give a shit about us. They really don't. They don't care about what you think about them. And a lot of them are so egotistical that they can't even. I mean, their head won't fit through a doorway.
So I'm gonna put this box here. I'm gonna put out this presentation.
They can't see it, so you're gonna have to be very descriptive.
Yes, I'm going to be very descriptive, and it's gonna be very simple. Y'all are gonna be able to see it. I am inside this box, and inside this box, there's a certain way of doing things. I have mastered it. And outside of this box, everyone's looking to inside this box. How do I get inside this box? The box seems to be where we need to go. How do I get inside the box? And those inside the box are going, how do we keep everyone outside the box, outside the box? And next thing you know, you have two very passionate groups of people, two very passionate spaces that can grow anything going, how do I invade the other space?
Yeah. Well, and then think about it this way. So the powers that be or whatever, right? You got the right and the left. Just in the US. I don't know how they do it in other countries. So I know they have like a parliament. There's a lot, it's a lot more to it. But it really pretty much comes down to conservatives and liberals, right?
Really.
And that for the system they want us to see. But then there's this whole other, there's a red and then there's a blue, and then there's this whole other group, purple, or whatever color you want to call them, that just see through the bullshit. And they're like, I don't like either one of you. Like, you're both ridiculous.
Yep.
And you're not doing any good for us. You're not doing any good for anybody. And as a matter of fact, you are actually hurting us on purpose. Right? We fall for these people that are actually doing this. Think about the names, whatever you want to say: Biden, Obama, Trump, Bush,
whoever you're
Reagan
on at the moment.
Like, okay, we're gonna use the president as an example,
because that's the place.
Because that's probably one of the most dangerous. Yep. That's probably one of the things that all they're doing is trying to recruit us, the purple, into the red or the blue.
Yes.
They're trying to reassimilate, and that's not happening now. Now what's going on is the purple's growing bigger and bigger and bigger, because those other two are very greedy and very like, I've always had this. This is my meal ticket. So I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to stick with this, even though it's ridiculous and it doesn't make sense and it doesn't do any good for anybody. So these two ridiculous teams on the outside, clowns to the left of me, jokers to my right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. That's where we're at.
Stuck in the middle with you.
I'm saying right a lot tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, baby.
When I'm trying to explain something and accentuate it, like,
I know, me too.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that still is not an intelligent way to speak.
Babe, we will learn better speech eventually.
But you know what? Laugh at us all you want. That's cool.
That's right.
I'm getting passionate. I'm letting it flow. So if it comes up, it comes up. But let's put another coin in the jar, because we've said it. Because when you state it and you say right, you're actually saying you're trying to get validation.
Yes.
So we said that at the same time. Did we just become best friends?
Understanding yourself at that level.
Yeah.
Knowing why it is that you're saying things. And when I say it, most times, I do need to put in that. I mean, if I have to put in anything, correct. Because it is correct. I'm holding balance. I'm taking you to a space. I know where it is you are. I can feel you. I'm bringing you here. I need to put no room for doubt in there. Yeah. Right? More doubt you place into any aspect of your life.
You just said it.
Yeah, I did.
And I almost said it. It's not
But the
easy.
More doubt you allow into your life.
It's not easy to not say that, or like those things, or they're filler words.
Dude,
it means you lack confidence in what you just said. Or at least it puts out that projection of that you lack confidence in what you said.
Correct.
So
I agree.
That's why so is even a filler word. Instead of saying so, I would just say that's why it's important that you pay attention to what you're saying and how you're saying it to people, to others, what you're projecting, and what is being projected on you, which is that hero. Mm-hmm. And once you find that hero, whether it's Jesus, like I said, I just named a few presidents. We can go back further. They are actors. They are, no, you know what? Even better. They are salesmen. Yes. All of them. And if you can't see that by now, you're going to be stuck in that place where you just are in that system. And
you have to be able to find that place in yourself.
But I want more than that.
Yes. Look, Jesus was all forgiving and healing, and he didn't have any kind of whatever. He just loved everybody. So embody that. Be that. Do that. Because you know what? I bet you fucking money there was someone that frustrated him. We're just getting the best side. We're being sold his best. Just like
or her best.
anything
Let's
else.
not like let's be inclusive here. You can use the word her too. You can use that pronoun.
Yeah.
In this situation.
This is what I'm saying. No matter who you're being sold on, you're being sold a certain side.
You're being led along. You're being led along. And you know what? And I know that I can see that. And I always see, I don't look at it in like people, like I do as a job. Like I have to really dive deep into the soul of a person, or what is their intention. I don't get to see like a lot of things. I just see what they're allowing me to see. You know, it's got to be a permission thing. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But no, it's important that we don't, whether it's a musician or an actor or the news, turn off the news. If you guys are watching the news and watching cable TV, watch a movie that's old movie that doesn't have too much propaganda in it, or something is just going to be fun. And then as you do that, you'll start noticing, oh shit, that was a little bit of propaganda right there. But anyway, don't watch the news, especially current news when it's on, on cable news, because they use another thing. It's not a hero. They use sensationalism. So they dramatize everything to a point where they get you really emotionally involved. But yeah, hero worship, it's not good. Appreciate a person, be grateful for a person, and what for me it's music. So a lot of people, I can't, Sammy Hagar, he's done. Like,
dude, when in my book, he's done. Hear Stevie Ray Vaughan on the radio, they go, I heard Aaron.
Okay, that was a long time ago. But
what I'm saying is understanding there's a space that you can appreciate somebody else, that inspiration, that life-changing moment, that degree of whatever it is. Okay. But you put that fucking work in. It wasn't that person that put you in that place. And so understanding that you might have learned something really amazing that helped many people on a positive note from something you learned from someone.
I think it's important. I think it's important to, if you want to break out of this spell that is a controlled opposition, the red and the blue, or whatever rhetoric you're listening from either end, they both sound very ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
The right or the left, the liberals or the conservatives. That's not what we're about. That's what they want us to be about, because then they can control us in that pen. So if they put us in one pen,
got us in the coop,
they recruit us in that coop, then they can just tell us, they can dictate whatever the hell we do and whatever we think, and they can manipulate it, and they do. Like the news is that's all they're doing now. There's not even, the good news stories are going to be like, the best ones are going to be about science, science. I'm not talking about anything that's like political right now. I'm talking about things that aren't political right now.
Right.
Like a certain reptile species that just got discovered, or history. There's some really cool significant things happening in ancient history and archaeology right now that are really cool. Mm-hmm. Those are the things you should pay attention to if you're paying attention to any mainstream. But anything that's like something you just sit down and blah blah blah, I'm gonna eat dinner, I've just worked my ass off all day, I'm gonna turn the TV on and watch my favorite shows because they make me laugh. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
But it's also kind of mind-numbing.
Yes.
It's just numbing your mind to this simplistic, which life is simple and you should keep it simple. But I'm talking about simpleton, not simplistic was the wrong word.
In my pattern of hiding and yet trying to bring myself out, in my little baby way of trying to make Norma grow up, and don't get me wrong, I'm not I'm pretty grown up, but really, I hide from a lot of things. I'm watching a certain show that Aaron gets annoyed with. But in this...
it's annoying.
It is
annoying.
And I don't make him see it
Super
too,
nanny,
so.
dude. It's terrible.
But it's that reminder every day. It's just so simple boundaries, y'all.
Yeah, that's true.
What we are
like,
calling
it is still
in
child
and what we
human
are putting
psychology.
out. It is remembering.
Yes, it's still
that what we are putting up with. If I'm annoyed with something, if there's something in my life I don't like, it's because I'm fucking dealing with it. That's why it's repeating over and over and over
we
again.
deal with this generational like abuse or trauma.
Yes.
Which is real. Like, kids out there, and you better, over 18 kids. I call kids until you at least hit 30.
Yep.
Those from 18 to 30, get over it, dude. Like, really, quit whining about everything. Like, just, it's the way fucking shit works. It's tough, and you're not going to be able to stand up and stand above everybody like you're better than them.
And look,
like, you can pretend that, but nobody gives a shit.
Right. I did a lot of things for my kids that I can look back on and go, I did this, I did that, I did this, and it works. But why didn't this and this? Because I see where I gave up. You know what I mean? When I look back on raising my children, I'm not thrilled with the total outcome. I feel like it'll all work itself out. However, the point is, I can actually look back and go, yeah, I did incorporate this technique, but I didn't actually follow through. I allowed my personal impatience or my need for what I wanted that I never really got to get in the way of actually letting my children know I'm here for you, not just when I'm patient, but impatient too. Right? And I do it with my dogs today. I do it with everything, right? It's like, why can't you just do it the way I want to? Knowing that that's your own feeling and not someone else's.
Yep.
And the more you understand that, the calmer you can be dealing with situations in your life, knowing that it's outside your control. You're simply trying to ease a situation as opposed to fully control it. Whilst also keeping
try
your
to gain
control,
like your mastery over it, like
your composure.
Like you're the fucking lord of the whole situation. Yes.
Right.
That is not a good place to be.
Right.
I've done it. Especially like growing up, learning how to be competitive. You learn that. Like, or it doesn't even have to be growing up being trained to be competitive. It could just be something that's missing in my life that I think that I need to be on top here to make myself feel better.
Exactly.
So I can feel more pure.
Well, I got this because
or I'm looking to this person so I can feel more pure. Or those are traps. Those are traps. They're not. They're not the right way to follow. If you're following anything like that, even if it's me, I don't. Don't. That's not good. That's not what I'm trying to teach. That's not what I'm trying to show people.
Right.
And people that have like these weird agendas that aren't being transparent, or they're giving you like, half of the truth.
Yes. And yes, when I
these people that are really good at it can do it right in front of you.
My master.
Right on TV, right in front of you, and you'll still support that energy because you feel like, well, they're a piece of me and they're going to do it for me. But that's the whole illusion they're giving you is, and they're doing other shit that's, way off the wall, way, in the background. You're like, damn, these people are fucking, killing babies or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes. When you hire a hired gun, you have to understand what you're hiring. What are you calling into your life?
What's the hired gun, though?
What are you willing to deal with in your life? Am I willing to deal with the best talent, even though this motherfucker raped a 3-year-old once before? He's going to give me the exact sound I want. Are you going to hire him? He raped a 3-year-old once before, right? It's understanding your
that went personal fucking graphic there for a second.
Boundaries.
But it's true.
It is understanding what you
I think you said right
are willing to deal with. It is understanding what you
sorry, that was
will put up with in your life for whatever goal you're trying to reach? What kind of work are you willing to put in? Are you willing to play the long
tangible.
game?
It's tangible and it's intangible. Or
will you put up with certain behaviors you don't like to get there?
Like, faster? I like this guy. He's freaking really good with the news. He just bombed a bunch of people over this way, but that's okay because he's still cool. He seems like he's doing the right job. He's dressed for the part. You got to be really careful because at that level, it's all about the con.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what smiley face you see.
That's right.
At that level, it's all about the con. Yeah, there are lower levels, but nothing like that top level or top levels that are really just putting on a bunch of, like, really, we're seeing so much fake, and all of us are starting to wake up to it. It's all fake and phony and something I never liked. So I knew how to spot. I knew how to spot. What's the word? Damn it. Phoniness. Yes. I knew how to spot phoniness a long time ago. I've been. That's one thing I don't think I ever have been, is like not myself. That's what's made me who I am, for the better or the worse. And
I think I've always been myself mostly, but I will say to a degree, because I recognize, and look, y'all, I'm still running from myself. I'm still trying to catch up to me right now. There are certain aspects of responsibility that I'm trying to make myself really, really, really understand. Because I thought I was this, I did all that. But you know what? My whole life, I allowed my emotions, how I felt, really bring me to spaces that I had more control of than I thought I did. And when you really, really realize that, y'all, that's the key right there. I can be a totally immature little bratty brat that wants what I want, but when I'm asked, what do you really want? What is it I want? Right? When someone comes at you direct, right. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm
you
talking
just said
that
right.
way. Right. And I just said it like 3 times. So
yeah, you did. You said it a few times.
But anyway, to understand at a level that you can see someone coming at you in a scenario and you reacting a certain way, when you can see a reaction from that outer perspective and see that, holy cow, okay, well, right, you start to understand your reactions.
You said right again.
But that wasn't, oh yeah.
You're just trying to go on right now. What's your point? Let's bring it.
My point
land the plane.
Being able to see your own personal cycles are the key to your advancement.
Yes.
When you feel like you're stuck in a certain position, see how you constantly react. And why is it you're reacting that way?
Yeah.
I have this fear of responsibility. And I'm responsible for a lot of things I don't want to be responsible for, but I feel like I really am. And it sucks to take that under key to myself because I made the decision ultimately. But the point is, looking at your life, when you said yes, no, or whatever, or you caved, when did you just cave because you thought this or whatever? You didn't want to deal with, you gave up your power, right? Look at how many of us just give it up to this overpowering feeling.
You're not even trying anymore.
I know, I'm not. Just say certain words.
I just got that.
Anyway,
all right. So,
you are correct, babe.
Back to heroes. Back to hero worship.
The point is being able to see and understand.
This better go back to hero worship.
Yes. The decisions you're making and why. Now, many people, many people that you would see as a hero today remove themselves from the situation shortly thereafter. Why would that be? Okay. They
Well, let me go. You go in
instinctually.
like many parts, dude. You really do. You just see what you just did. I'm gonna play this for you tomorrow. Okay, exhibit A, and then you go through that whole thing, and then you go, okay, now to exhibit B.
Yeah.
And then then now to exhibit,
Well, exactly though.
where are you at? Like, just get it like this. We live in a TikTok world right now.
Exactly.
Get it across in 3 minutes or less.
In a TikTok world, in a 3-minute world. Okay, you are feeling really emotional. You just made a decision. Oh my God, you're thinking about that. This person made a decision. Oh my God, they're thinking about that. But in all the chaos, someone else processed it for you and decided this is what's going to happen.
And went another way.
And
went another way. Went and it actually succeeded.
And when y'all felt your emotions, you went, holy shit, how did this happen?
Yeah, all these people that are like, trust me, or don't even trust me. Think about it. Think about how much money politicians just make. Like, where do you think that money goes? Yes, it does go to the campaign, but it also goes.
It goes to their salesmanship.
I mean, it goes to one like central source eventually.
Sorry, I know it,
but
because
think about that, and that's how like people have treated. Because you should, like, I get to have my voice. I get to say something. I get to, when it's heard. Yeah, that's good, but because we're so like we've drank so much of that Kool-Aid and not paid attention so much that they learned how to rig the game.
Here's the thing.
And they always learned how to. Now, hold on. Can I please finish,
yes.
please?
Yep.
So that we've lost that sense of see, I just said that. We've lost that sense of critical thought. Like, so critical thought meaning I hear something on the news or whatever, and then or wherever I heard it from, and I just believe it because it was said on the news. And we've got to really be careful with that. Or I was watching something that was really like, wow, it was really cool for my eyes, and it was like eye candy and ear candy. It got me emotionally into it off of one little topic. And I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. And I think that's the thing we need to catch ourselves, because we all get hooked. But can we spit that hook when we get hooked? Right. Or are we going to let that hook like bury itself in us?
Yep. Or are we going to be eaten for dinner tonight?
I'm sorry, that was a fishing reference.
But no, but for reals though, we need to understand that life is just as much creation as it is illusion. And whatever it is we're creating in our lives, we're going to present these opportunities. If I am stuck in this place where I'm so desperately seeking outer preference, if I'm looking for outside of myself to make me feel okay. And look, trust me, y'all, I don't like seeing myself lately. He sees me getting lost in a show, and I get that, but it's like pointing out all my little flaws and where it is I gave up, and it's pointing out my
at least you're giving a good explanation to watching the show. I get that. So you're learning. You're
pointing
learning
out
psychology.
My places where I gave up, where I didn't follow through, where I started to hide. I took interpersonal feelings of being invisible, being whatever, and then I started using that as my excuse to not take certain responsibilities in my life, right? Though I felt a responsibility.
Don't do the rights, just not use them.
So
think about
you're
it
correct.
consciously.
You're right.
You're correct. Right again.
Whatever. You're correct in my
just say,
usage there.
Yes. I'm wanting to make this a better podcast, and it's
what I am
as
saying
many
is,
hiccups are in it.
Right.
I still want it to be. Did you say right again? Anyway, go ahead. Where were you at? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Where I did
mean to, but
that I don't And I even see in my lessons being learned how long it takes me sometimes, how fixated I get on certain lessons, really embodying them right. How I don't have to do it that way. Like, it doesn't have to take me so long. Like, why am I being so stubborn when I can see it?
Stubborn.
When I see the issue, and yet I still fight against myself. I'm starting to see that it really is an interpersonal relationship that brings in those outer relationships that help you find your balance and or feed into certain spaces. When you are attracting certain things, no matter, it doesn't matter. Look, I want to be a millionaire in 3 years. I'm all about the hustle. Maybe you are. But suddenly your family's not working together and nobody's doing anything.
Okay, where are we going with this? Because we were talking about hero worship.
Yes. If you were all...
Stay on topic.
Well, because hero worship is about a subject, ADHD. A thing. You look at this person, this being, whatever, and you go, oh, they can do everything, and I should be able to do everything, and why am I not doing everything? Hero worship always brings down.
And it
why
brings
do
disappointment.
They have this?
It brings disappointment every time.
They've got it so perfect. It's working out just
Dude,
right.
seriously, Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, like that song. I Can't Drive 55, Sammy Hagar, also sang for the for Van Halen. Who else? I'm so glad that some of my biggest hero died a long time ago in a helicopter accident, and he's still cool. The only one I can find, there's only a few, and I found some in places like, wow, like, okay, I can still like and appreciate you. Like, and I still appreciate their work.
See, I think I've been disassociated enough to not have a total hero worship.
Yeah, but I get into things. I like to get into the world.
I do understand what
I'm not of the world, but I'm in the world. I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. Like, I'm not part of that craziness.
And that's worked for me,
and that's where you got to work yourself out
in many places, which is that balance.
Yeah.
Which is that mind aspect. What expectations do you have for yourself?
Hello, Mandy.
Where are you seeing yourself? What are you trying to gain right now?
Yeah.
Like, are you just simply experiencing as that's happening? Or are you trying to influence in a moment? Right? Are you willing to see a moment you need to engage in? Does your energy need to play out there right now?
Yeah.
Right? Being able to live your life and know when to and when not to force your energy into a situation. Otherwise, allowing yourself to flow, being open, being honest, listening, paying attention, and truly understanding the lessons that are coming to you.
All right, I think it's about time to wrap it up. But hero worship, don't worship people. Like, don't look up to them to where they're because they sing a good song or have a good voice.
No one can do nothing wrong.
Because a lot of those people are owned by the industry. Just understand that. Yes. They're owned by the industry. Anyway, this is a value for value show. If you like what you heard, kick us some, there's the link is in the bio, my link tree, if you'd like to leave it at PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Leave something, become a producer. That's how you do that. Anyway, anybody else, if they want to add to it or add to, our podcast, help us out in promotions or ideas, whatever you're good at, or ideas,
topics.
Yes, please send us those. Leave it in comments. For right now, leave it to me, which is going to be, if you want to send us any messages, and we'll read them off.
Yes,
we'll read them out loud on the podcast. Send it to FOWLERAR0 @gmail.com. FOWLERAR0
gmail.com. Send us your comments or your ideas, or if you just want to send a greeting and, say hi to everybody, whatever it is, send me your messages. We will read them aloud. If you give me some psychotic shit, I'm not going to read it.
Right.
Or maybe I will and mock it. But anyway, this is what we're doing. We're trying to break these spells so people get it.
Yes.
And the people that are here and listening are probably people that already know what's going on. So send this to your friends, send this to your neighbors. Talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors.
I sell my rituals. But understand that a ritual is only as powerful as the commitment you give it.
Our natural oneness has been hacked and there's a virus in there. It's not a virus of the body. It's a virus that can hurt the body, but it's a virus of the mind. And it keeps perpetuating itself over and over again to protect its interests and what it's doing. It doesn't want to lose that. And when I say that, that means the dark collective that's trying to go against it.
Right.
It's much smaller.
And many of us have had
uses
connections
the very
to it
lowest of tactics. So don't just worship somebody and listen to everything they say.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
You're going to have more answers by listening to many people and coming to a conclusion. Don't just narrow it down. Don't drink the fucking Jim Jones Kool-Aid.
All right.
Right? Don't drink. You said right again, and then I said it.
Correct.
It's not your fault.
Sorry. You're right. Whatever.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. We love you all. Have a great night.
Break those spells, y'all.
Yes.
Why do you believe so deeply into this thing? And do you truly believe? Will you hold the embodiment, the empowerment of that belief? Or
follow your instincts. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't smell right, it's probably not right. Love you all.
Much love.